Hello my friends, Josh Mason from the Detox Dudes here. I want to talk to you about hallucinogens, ayahuasca, mushrooms, marijuana, LSD, MDMA, Iboga. What do I think about them? What purpose do they serve? And should I take them? That's a question I get a lot. You may not like my answer here, but it's coming from a lot of experience and many years of experimentation, a lot of pain and suffering, and a lot of use and misuse. And overall, I do believe that these hallucinogens are a tool and merely a tool. And a knife can be used to cut through butter. It can also be used to kill somebody. My point in saying that is that ayahuasca, mushrooms, all these hallucinogens have an amazing purpose and an amazing place. They are here to show us the essence of nature and the interconnectedness of all that is, how we are part of nature, how we are not our minds, right? These hallucinogens have an amazing way of breaking the conditioned mind, cracking open that filter of our current reality and allowing a new reality to take shape. They really are good at that, for breaking that open, cracking that open. And ayahuasca most definitely did that for me. It showed me a new way of life, a new way of being. It showed me how alive the earth is and allowed me to understand that I too was part of it. It allowed me to understand just how disconnected humanity is from nature. So if these are realizations that you really cannot see or feel, then perhaps a hallucinogenic experience could be of value to you. But I must say that I do not believe hallucinogens should be done for anybody or by anybody who is experiencing really debilitating anxiety or panic or irritation, or just when somebody is really on the border of being okay, where you're kind of worried about them, or you're worried about yourself, or you're just not on a grounded plane of existence, that you're kind of you're kind of lost. And that's okay to be lost. I was for many, many years. But I suggest to stay away from hallucinogens. I do believe that these medicines, and sometimes I believe they're more like drugs when they're man-made, but I would call them medicines when they're made from the earth. I do believe that they have incredible healing capacity. But what they also do is that they tend to blast us off into the astral world. The astral world in voodoo mysticism is basically, to put it simply, is just this basically other world that exists, that's not necessarily above or below or on this side or that side. It's just another plane of existence that we don't entirely have access to in our everyday waking consciousness. But remember, we can only see 0.05% of the spectrum of light that exists, and we can only hear 0.08% of sound that actually exists. So let us not forget that there could be something else going on that we potentially cannot see, hear, or feel. We can when we clean the junk, but originally, or rather throughout our process of getting beat up on this planet, that kind of gets beat up out of us as well. So anyway, my point is that these plants and these medicines have a way of blasting us off into a new realm. And when we are not on a solid foundation, it tends to create more trauma than healing. Let me say it again. It tends to traumatize us more than it does heal us when we blast off that rocket ship on our weak house of cards as opposed to our strong brick foundation. Very similar to chelating. Chelating, I find eerily similar to hallucinogens in a sense that you're blasting off somewhere, you're really cracking open your energetic body, your emotional body, and if you are not ready for that, it can be traumatizing and it can actually lead you backwards. So, I've drank ayahuasca 30 times. I've done mushrooms 15 times. I've tried all of the recreational drugs. And I do strongly believe that these medicines must be used appropriately in the right set and setting and only as a tool. The truth is that we have the power for transformation within ourselves. It is up to us and us only. There is nothing out there that has the answer. There are little guidelines along the way and little shifts that can happen from other people and other tools and plants, but ultimately on a daily basis, in the long run, it comes down to you. You are in charge of your own destiny. You are the commander of your own ship. And as new agey as that sounds, it is so true, okay? It is so true. And what I saw in the jungle really scarred me. I shouldn't say scarred, it really opened my eyes. I saw people who had drank ayahuasca hundreds and hundreds of times, 500, 600 ceremonies, and they were not for any better. They were the same or stuck in this place where they could get 5% happier in a ceremony with the medicine, and then once that ceremony was over, they were back to their shitty selves. And they used the ayahuasca as a drug instead of a tool, okay? So, I think I said it already. If I didn't, a knife can be used to cut through butter and can also be used to kill somebody, okay? In the wrong set and setting with the wrong shaman, these medicines can be detrimental, okay? You can really cause harm to someone or to yourself. So the right set and setting, you want to be with a trained shaman with the intense hallucinogenic experiences. I would even go as far as to say as all mushroom, ayahuasca, obviously Iboga, all of these experiences need to be done with a shaman. You're traveling to these other worlds, you have no idea, you have no GPS, most people have a shitty boat that they're traveling on. It has leaks and it's all rocky. The waves are big, my friends. Make sure you are with a captain who knows how to steer that ship, okay? So, in summary, these plants have changed my life dramatically. They are beautiful medicines when done correctly. However, I think that detoxification of the body should be done for people who are experiencing the panic, the debilitating pain. That should be done, and meditation and self-love, that should be done before you even think about doing a hallucinogen, in my opinion. And I've really been through a lot. 4 years of suicidal despair, panic attacks, just the opposite of grounded, whatever that word may be. I was literally just lost in the sauce on a daily basis. And I drank ayahuasca 30 times from that space of being lost in the sauce. So, do I wish I didn't? It's tough to say. There are days where I wake up and say, wow, I cannot believe that I did that to myself. I cannot, the dieta in particular, when I did an isolation dieta with Waida Caspi in the middle of the Amazon jungle, in isolation, that's one thing that I look back on and say, wow, that's going to take me some time to process and to really understand what place and what part it served in my life. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Just proceed with caution on the hallucinogenic journey. Nothing should be used on a regular basis, even marijuana. I'll have a whole other video on marijuana in particular, but even marijuana I strongly believe should not be used on a daily basis, okay? Tool, not a weapon. You are the commander of your own ship, except when you drink ayahuasca, then you need another commander. All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace.